Okay, hey, sorry for the late start there. It is Ration Museum Bulletin number 43. Today is May 30th, 2021. Welcome back to the archives. We're going to hopefully get a whole bunch more scanned today. Or, not scanned, entered in today. Let's see. Just going to say some howdies, and then we'll get going. Howdy Yossi, Corey, Kaylin, Jeremiah, Pete. Good to see you all here. Corey, I just sent you access to the database with editing permission because I think either I forgot to tell Nick that we were still doing an episode today, or Nick forgot to tell me that he couldn't come today. So either way, hope you're still up for it. We'll see. Either way, if not, I can keep going back and forth to this computer, and sorry for all the noise when I'm typing if that's what we do. Oh wait, no, I do have another computer in another room. So either way, no worries. We'll figure it out. So let's see. What's up, Pete? Oh, yeah. Alapalooza was a great album. That was a great album. I saw him live at the Bloomsburg Fair years and years and years ago. 20 years ago, probably. 25 years ago, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. All right. So I was still kind of setting up the museum office. One end had some water leak in during a ridiculous torrential downpour, and somebody next door had a problem, and I guess it all came in on one end of the basement. So museum's fine. Everything's well off the ground in there. No water came in at all, though the office next door did get a little wet. But now it's all being dried out, and it is very humid in here, and it's a lot warmer than it normally is. So, well, I guess not very humid. Nothing's damp or anything, but the air's a little thicker today, so bear with me if I get a little woozy. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, actually, I think I'm going to just grab that laptop and get it set up here just so, I can be ready to jump back on that. So just give me 1 second, guys. All right, back. Just had to grab this thing. So, I guess my rambling point came in and realized how humid it was, and with everything that happened, I spent most of the time between getting here and now just setting up some waterproofing that I bought a few months back for the collection. That was just a bit of an extra pile of work to get in place. So in case there was ever a leak, or in case there was ever a little bit of more of a flood, that there's nothing to worry about. It'll be nice being able to sleep at night. So let's see. Oh, I took that time, that whole second. I thought I was back in time there. All right, so just going to get these lights up, and then I think we're good to start. Is this one of the tiny ones or the big ones? Nope, this is a big one. Yeah, I think I'll do off to this side today. It is clear. Again, the only point of doing all this time around is just so we can read everything and see everything, so that when we go back through all these photos and everything, we can use what we took to figure out manufacturers, figure out if there's any defects or marks on the items or anything like that when building out more info in the catalog and with folks that aren't here, So Let's see, I also didn't get this chat up on the TV, so I'm going to have to do that so I don't have to keep leaning in here. Let's see. But in the meantime, let's see. Yeah, Kaylin, I'm going to grab some before I come back to the office tomorrow or the next day. Just some of those damp rid things, you know, those buckets that have that desiccant in there that just kind of pulls it out of the air. Like it's really, honestly, like it might even be kind of good to get a little bit extra humidity down here once in a while, but not, you know, this can't be sustained. Though everything is almost dried out again already, so I imagine it's not going to be like this for more than, you know, a few more days, but still, some damp rid's a good idea. Yeah, you know, and you were saying good news for me and bad news for the folks in the other office, and yeah, you mean it. I mean, or you know, you're right. It was definitely rough for them. Oh, Jeremiah, you're at the base of Red Rock Mountain. Oh, you're back in my old stomping grounds. If you were at the Red Rock General Store and you turned off a 118 right there, and you go just over a mile and turn up Red Hill Road, the second driveway on your right was where I grew up. So, I mean, you're just at the base of the mountain. If you're in that campground right there at the base of the mountain, or the other campground just a little further down 118, either way, you're within a mile of where I grew up. So, and you might see the old rescue station at the base. Oh, no, somebody told me that's gone. Never mind. Dry mold coffee. That sounds pretty good. I'm joking. I've had plenty of questionable coffee, and you know, not something I recommend. Finish setting up Windows. No thank you. It's already done, I thought. Okay. So I've got some mail call, and I've got a bunch of stuff here. Got a new phone, so I'll be able to try scanning again and see how much better quality, you know, this one does than the last one. The last scans weren't bad at all, but they're, you know, there's no reason not to try and make them a good deal better. So we'll see how that works out. Just switching over to the museum on this. Oh, that's right. I was bringing up the chat on the TV, so I don't keep hovering over there. Sorry, I'm still scatterbrained. I'm going to need to eat a snack before we get too deep into this. Okay, on the right account. So I've got some halva halva, hal like the name. Oh wow, okay. This is a little messier than I thought it was going to be. So this is from JW Speaker, but let's see, it's there we go. It's kind of a Oh wow. Oh wow. It's like, you know those wafer cookies with the layers in between? It's like that as a whole kind of mass. Like it tastes like the cookie. It's kind of got that crunch, but it is not like nougat. It's got kind of a crumbly texture to it. Sesame fudge. Thank you, Galen. That's pretty much, that's the taste I'm getting. This is really, really good. I've never had this. Thanks for giving me that, JW. If you happen to see this in the replay. All right, that was, yeah. It's got kind of a, you know, a nutty taste to it, which would make sense with sesame. Okay. I've got some mail call to do, but I think after doing that, I'm just going to want to run it and wash my hands and grab something to drink. So, again, I'll be right back. I'll leave the lights on and stuff this time. All right. Now we'll get going. So I got some mail call. Oh, I am still not firing on all cylinders over here. And that's me talking over myself. There we go. Out. All right, there we go. Okay. Now I can see what you're saying. Now I can stay away from the laptop and stop leaning in over everybody. Got a little bit of water. Oh, hey, JW speaker. Just missed it. I tried that halva. Or halva? Whatever. It was really, really good, and thank you very much for sending that in. I appreciate it. A little later, I've also got that chicken energy bar you sent me. But hey, Puppy Breath, good to see you too. Soon I gotta get the chat like in the corner on here, because I know there's folks that watch on TVs that aren't getting to see what we're all talking about sometimes. I'm also trying to remember to repeat stuff out loud when somebody asks something that I'm going to answer. So bear with me if it seems like I'm talking to myself a little more than usual. All right, so item number one that we are adding to the collection this week is a field ration permit. Let's bring this over here. Get that swapped. All right, let's see. So it's just it's nothing too crazy, and it's not like I'm starting a whole collection again around personal identification documents or trying to grab hundreds of these, but I just thought it was neat that it's specifically for a truck, a driver in a trucking company, to be able to go to the commissary and pick up specific amount of rations. So just thought that was neat. I'm gonna put that over here. This does not need to be plugged in for the whole time, though I will need it for my phone probably at some point. So, next item we've got. So I've got a couple things that I picked up in between streams, and I'm not 100% sure which is which, so we'll find out together. Gonna have to sharpen this. I've been cutting through a lot of cardboard and tape with this. It's a Kershaw. Very good knife. I always love this one. This is a gift from a friend back in Montana. Ooh, this is a little damp. Why is this damp? Interesting. Yeah, that was a little bit damp over there. Not sure why. Everything inside this box is totally dry, so. Yeah, you're probably right, Kaylin. It was probably just rained on. It just showed up today. Or yes, I guess it would have shown up yesterday. But, oh, got another layer. Ooh, I think I just cut myself on it through the paper. Yeah, I think I did. These old boxes, they are razor blades, just the whole way around. Yeah, I nicked myself there. So, this is a lifeboat and raft ration biscuits. So, for lifeboats and life rafts of the Queen Mary. The RMS Queen Mary was, or was it the SS Queen Mary? Either way, it was a liner run by the Cunard Line, which was the combination of the White Star and Cunard lines. I was commissioned went to sea in, I want to say 1934, 1936, and was at sea until around 1967. So I know we've already looked at the SS United States ration before, so it just seemed like a neat thing to add to the collection alongside that. It's listed as full, but it doesn't seem, and sealed, so let's see. Oh, okay. So this is just a replaceable cover, and then it's got a thin metal top that you can puncture, but it is still fully sealed. So, never been opened. That is sharp. That is sharp. Oops. So, at some point, this was already marked not edible due to age. But I would agree. I would leave this be. It's biscuits. It's going to be fine. They're not going to decompose or harm anything in there. So, you know how I like to open stuff to save it. This is fine. This is going to be pretty much inert indefinitely. So it's more interesting in this current state. At some point in the future, might get another one and want to open one and look at the insides or something at that point. But anything that's got rust or holes coming through it or something obviously leaking out of it that's in the collection, we're going to cut open, clean out, preserve, wax, if necessary, et cetera, et cetera. So, HMS Queen Mary? I think it was RMS. It was either it says Cunard SS stores on there, but so it was out of Southampton, if I'm right. And I don't think Cunard had the right to run things as HMS. Well, actually, I don't know. Royal Mail Steamer. Okay, I don't know. Probably SS then. Either way, it's from the Queen Mary, which is a decommissioned ship that's now a hotel somewhere in California. We've got some MISC canned survival rations in the catalog pile today, so might be able to mix that in there. And then last box. I shouldn't show addresses. Last box today. I swear I've gotten one from this same guy before because of the the reused box that's sent in for some particular optics company. So I think I've gotten something from this guy in the past. Ooh. Okay, he included an extra. That's nice. So I think I've shown you guys the old Chinese Navy ration I have. This was a twin. It's listed as being much newer, but I wasn't sure. It pretty much looks exactly the same, and it may just have a later expiration date. But it could also be that they really didn't change the design in, like 12 years. Yeah, that does say 2018. But yeah, these are basically a tray inside with a couple pouches inside that. It should have a ration heater. They're just a little cardboard box. Let's see, we got, I'm not sure, maybe a little snack item. We've got a little pouch, probably for beverage. Maybe that's what this is. Not sure. But, that's where the miracle of translation comes in. So I picked this one up just to get a more modern example of it. And you can see it's all already inside its heater bag, which I always thought was a nice touch. So you open this up, you put the water directly in, it's got its heater pouches in there, and starts heating it up. Now this looks like a more complex one than the one I had from a decade or more ago. So that's another reason why I picked it up, just to be able to compare them and see. And it's got this foam little sleeve. So I'm just going to put it all back together, pop that to the side. So there was something else I was waiting for too, and that doesn't look like it's showing up. So we'll see. That'll probably get here before next week's stream. Then I really, really, really need to stop grabbing things for quite a while. Right. So find out what that is if we translate the box a little later. And then this seems like an energy bar of some kind. It's a little bendable and it's pretty dense. SS is just steamship. That sounds right then. Just steamship. Now this box is already a little beat up, but it's all right. The other one I have is in much rougher shape, so. Okay, good. Just gonna grab the lint roller. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's see. So, flaked for a second, thought it was Japanese. No, no, that was a Chinese Navy one. But Japanese rations are still among my absolute favorites. We have a couple in the collection. As you know, all the foreign ones are really just as an example, of what's different. Not trying to fully collect every country in the world. Going to be box 39. Hey, already doing the job perfectly. I appreciate that, Corey. All right, so box 39. So right again, pen. Gotta grab that pen. Shoot. All right, gonna have to use a regular pen this time because my desk got boxed up and moved down the hall temporarily. So I'm just gonna write 39 there, and we'll fix that later. Okay. So this is gonna be display rations. No, this is civilian rations. Some of these are just weird, Like this is just like a great big empty bag with a couple little meal bits in the middle there. And see, I want to say this one's from 2004. All right, let's see. Come on. This light is not working right there. Gonna have to move this over. Let's see. Getting, banding, and overlap and darkness. This is. Ooh. All right, I'll get this figured out. All right, that should work. Let's see. So this is a SOPACO civilian MRE. There's no government resale is unlawful on here, so you can just put this down as 2004 civilian SOPACO, or yeah, that should be enough. It's just awful. I think I might actually have to grab a second, so just doing that. Okay. Hopefully we can make this power setup stretch far enough? Doesn't look like it. At least not happily, but maybe. How have I done this every week? This is definitely a messy show, guys. I must have been using a different extension cord. And I was. Here it is. Okay, now we're in business. Now we're in business. Alright. Hey, okay. Sorry for all the delays there. Hey, G. Schultz. Welcome to the stream. Alright, and Corey, we're just going to have the same thing. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 closed ones, and 1 marked open. Wow, that list is getting long. There we go. We've done 2 of those. So these are really similar to the disaster meals that AmeriQual is putting out these days. Just in that it's smaller overall meal versus an MRE. But this is actually, no, that's a bad comparison. These are a lot more complete. The disaster meals don't have a drink, don't have an accessory pack, don't have a side dish. They just have a main, a dessert, a bag of candy, and, well, a main and a bread. And the bread could be, well, no, a main, a bread, a bag of candy, and a dessert. So you get usually a pound cake, your main entree, like either a tortilla or a wheat snack bread, and a bag of Skittles. That's what reminded me of it. There was a bag of Skittles in there. But these are a lot more complete. They've got drink, candy, accessory packet, though they don't have a, if I recall, I don't think they have a side, like an actual pouch side. No, they don't. And just bit by bit, we'll get to a point where we have a room set up for this all the time with installed lights that we don't have to change, that don't have some kind of unturn-offable backup lights above them that do this. I don't know if you guys can see, but sometimes it's turning into this horizontal banding when the fluorescent light's trying to break through. But for this, it doesn't matter. And when we're doing the ones that matter, you know, like this, the real nice scanning and trying to take real photos, it's easy enough to put something dark over. I'm having a hard time pushing the take picture button today. To put something over the light, that's a little bit of a problem. So this is the one that's open. You know, using this as a display, I guess. Actually, that's a good thought, because we can take a look and see an example of what we're talking about rather than just guess. So in these Patco ones, the sleeve was flat, and that's pretty common now when you see these together. Instead of this being in a box, it'll come with a sleeve so that you can hold it, and or so that you can give it just a little wraparound pressure for when you're running the heater on it, but not to waste as much cardboard or to make the pouch as big inside. Easier compacting, you know. So you got the main, you've got a flameless ration heater, which again, those disaster meals do have a flameless ration heater, so that's you know, one nice feature of them. And they do work. They do work. Just not fantastically. We've got a little dessert item. This is Tootsie Rolls. You can see the telltale big long packs listed as toffee rolls, but you tear these open and it's going to be just a regular pack of Tootsie Rolls in there. Ooh, this is vanilla pudding dessert powder, and you don't have to be writing all these down, Corey. Just making sure you know. This is just the parts of the open one, just for fun. So this is you know, what we call pudding over here, the gloopy, starchy, sweet dessert, not syrupy, not you know, not a bread product or anything like that. But you know, the vanilla pudding, the butterscotch pudding, those are all really good. The mocha pudding, so dry roasted peanuts. There we go. And a beverage. And honestly, this is just about the same kind of packet as those disaster meals. So I would put these almost on par. This has a main, a dessert item, a piece of candy, a heater, and a very basic packet. So this right here in my hand is the AmeriQual disaster meal. And then in the Sopatco civilian rations, which I think later became the APACs. I think that's probably the best equivalent to this, is an APAC civilian MRE instead of, or a civilian meal. I think here they were still trying pretty hard to match the branding of MREs. So now I'm looking at this guy and wondering, is it when the lines are coming from behind that this is civilian? When the lines are coming from below, it's official? Because I thought this, with the lines coming from behind, was, you know, the official one. But, I mean, these are made by an official military contractor. It's just, these are definitely not U.S. government property and weren't ever issued in that state. You know, this wouldn't cut the mustard as an MRE. It's a little bit short. So, okay, I'm just going to take a quick couple pictures of that one as well. Oop, I think I crashed my camera by leaving it face down for a bit. Keep doing that. It keeps doing it. So do that. Okay, now we're going to move on to another civilian weird ration. So I think folks might have seen some of these before. These are these relabeled MREs. I think these are like MRE Star or something to that equivalent. Let me see. So this is, they're packed by a couple different places. They're 80s style MREs, but they were civilian. So this is Sopatco. So there we go. This is just an earlier Sopatco. Sorry, it's probably not going to be very easy to read, but that's who makes these. So these are potentially as late as 1995, potentially as early as 1985, just based on that. This date doesn't mean anything. 1021120. There's no dating on this, but like this, you can see like just quality differences here. This is the label. I mean, the lamination doesn't like match on both sides. If something got folded over or is just unfinished looking. And the pouch, it's nowhere near airtight. You know, so I guess, you know, sometimes they feel like, you know, close enough is close enough for something that's not held up to a direct contract for evaluation. And then a nice basic accessory packet with coffee, creamer. Doesn't look like, oh yeah, no, it does have a moist, wait, no. Coffee, creamer, sugar, no towelette, salt, toilet paper, and a chunk of bubble gum. So, what do you guys think? Do you think 1995, or do you think 1985 on these? Hey, Dub C, welcome. Custard on the other side, is that what you would call pudding? I mean, our pudding. You haven't seen one of this kind? I have only run into them a couple times, and it's interesting that, so you can see underneath, sort of. Let's see. Like, I don't know if you can tell, it barely says meal ready to eat under that, and then something up above that has UN. That's all I can make out. But then this one has TUN. Oh, okay, that's what it is. So these were all pre-labeled bags at some point as tuna and noodles. That makes sense. So these were tuna and noodles, probably real MRE bags or something that Sopatco repurposed and slapped, you know, pretty slapdash labels on there, and, you know, put together out of spare components, it seems like. I mean, I don't want to assume too much about their production, so I'm just guessing with this stuff. So don't take it as gospel by any means. And then look at this neat spoon. This is you know, kind of a unique one, and this might help us with the date. And this might be, well, actually, get the date off the beverage powder. That's a good call. We've got the dark peanut butter, which doesn't appear to have a date. We've got a beverage bag that's grape 5248 as well, so grape beverage powder, marked with a 5, in a brown bag. Well, the brown bag, you know, for a civilian ration doesn't really mean anything, because I think they switched over to tan in 94? I'm not going to guess at this stuff for right now. But the pork chow mein being a main might be a clue. But we've got 3 of these, 1 open. So I would say Sopatco civilian, and then 19. Just from this box style, I put 95 question mark, because that's probably a better hint. Look at this box. There we go. I don't know why I'm even thinking 1985. This is a very 1995 looking box. So let's go with 1995. So then we have 2 sealed, and I'm just going to go ahead and snap pictures because I forgot for a moment what I am supposed to be doing. You know, another thing, G. Schultz, that I've run into that was really neat from SoPACO as well was civilian MCIs. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen those before, but perfect copies. The brown box, the cans inside, everything. They're civilian. They're not menu 12, with the U.S. government contract or whatever. They call themselves out as different. Well, I mean, they're slightly different. I guess I'd have to pull one out to remember exactly, but they do stand out. Let's see, 2 sealed and 1 open. And still have to figure out, I think I got it, how to minimize stuff on the phone properly now. So I'll put these back, and that'll be the end of box 39. And Corey, thanks again. I know I was going to give you a heads up if this was where we were going to end up, but I failed to check in time. I was visiting family and just wasn't thinking, but I appreciate that you're here to help. My other alternative was going to be just do it all and then play it back in 3 times speed and try and follow along and write it down as I go. Only sort of joking there. Let's see, where's a good spot to start building up a new outgoing pile? I don't want it to go too far down to the floor. My back's tweaking a little bit again. It's funny, I was just saying this morning, oh, my back's fine, everything's fine. And then get here and start lifting boxes, and I got a tweak down on my left hip that just keeps jabbing at me. But motion is good for it, so walking around I'm sure is better than just sitting right now. Alright, next box. We have some mess gear. So we've got a case, rations, small detachment. So, or small, no, just small, and then D. Sorry, I thought for a second, but this is about the size of an RCI. So you could, put your cans in here. This is that oilcloth. It's got that very particular smell, like a canvas tent. It's water resistant. So the zipper also has been coated to repel water. I wonder by what, and I wonder if I should be getting it on my hands. But you can see when it comes together, it's a little more water resistant, going to repel than it would, than just a normal zipper. And it looks like maybe there was some repair down there and something else done to re-waterproof it after. But I was saying down here, in case you guys couldn't see. But I found this one pretty darn neat. Small D. Yeah. So, case, ration, small D909995. And hey, Smitty, by the way. So I'll take a picture standing up and then from a couple angles there. This is a little annoying, punching this in every single time I put this down. I'm going to have to figure this stuff out. I got to do more prep before these shows sometime. Oh, come on. The pictures are looking pretty good, though, I think, already. So, you never know. They might turn out better just because of the camera not because of better lighting or anything, because it's only about as good as it's been the last few weeks in here, which is, you know, again, amateur, doing our best. Okay, there we go. So this is a reproduction. Just going to call that out right up front. This is a reproduction of an 1872 U.S. meat can. Would have been not quite standard issue, but would have been issued in the cavalry. Would have been issued in, you know, a couple types of units, but this would have been like during the Indian Wars, more so. This was in the period after Civil War. So this, again, this is just a replica, but it's a really nice example. It's not, you know, just a rusted out old shell. So this would be, it's listed as just U.S. 1872 meat can, which, if I'm making an assumption, would be like a bacon rasher or something to that effect. Some kind of high fat content meat. Got the banding pretty hard. Oh, that's right. That happens with the reflective things. Okay. All right, we have partial mess kit, 1944, or partial U.S. mess kit. I guess, yeah, this is all going to be U.S. So, partial mess kit, 1944. Complete mess kit, 1944. And as much as I want to stop and talk about every single thing, I remember that I just have to keep on going to make some progress on this stuff. So, some of it I still am going to stop and talk about anyway. Can't help it. But complete mess kit, 1945. Complete mess kit, 1944. Complete mess kit with pouch, 1918. I'm just going to take pictures side by side. And the pouch is actually dated as well, I think. Nope, I'm wrong. I don't spot anything there. Don't. It just wants to be upside down no matter what I do. There's already been quite a bit of picture rotating needed after these. All right, Canteen with pouch. 1918. Oh, with pouch and cup. That's right. Canteen with pouch and cup. All three stamped 1918. Trying to catch a less reflective angle. I'm definitely going to want to get nice shots at the marks on these. All right. Let's start with Canteen cup. I have to just accept that every couple seconds something's going to go wrong for the next few hours. That's a bad way of thinking. It's going to be fun. Everything's good. Just keep having trouble with this setup. So the chain's still intact on this too. Oh yeah, absolutely, Corey. Sorry, I'll go quicker so you can grab some food, and then I can jump over to this or bring it onto the table and keep track there. So no problem at all. Sorry, he was asking if I could let him go from his work to get some food because he's skipping dinner to help us out at the moment. And certainly this isn't in perfect shape, but it's in pretty nice condition overall. These cups, they've got this neat little clip that slots down in there, so when they're, it's loose, it moves around just fine, but when you want to actually cook with it or drink with it, you just move that, and you got a very solid connection there. And that'll slide right back down if you need to, but it'll just sit at the bottom, sits up like that. I really like this Canteen model. I really do. It's really thick metal. This one's taken some beatings over the years, it looks like. And this whole setup is very, like a lot of stuff from this age that I handle is very, very delicate and brittle. This is rugged. This feels very rugged to this day. Just everything about it was well made. And I'll just get a couple quick shots of it in sealed state, and we'll move on to the next item. So you guys saw all those 1944 and that one 1945 mess kits. Here's 1985, 1982. Here's 1982. Nothing changed. The ring got a little smaller, the bar got a little bit wider, and made stainless. Nothing changed overall. Pizza pops. That sounds interesting. I had an idea on the way home today, and you know, I'm not going to feel bad about letting this one out into the ether because I'm never going to get the chance to act on it. But Pizza Hut as a company right now is essentially like an ingredient distribution company and a franchise chain, right? And each of those franchises is slowly dying, and when enough franchises in an area die, the distribution side of it doesn't want to keep up with it. What if, instead, what if Pizza Hut decided to not distribute anything anymore, to not run these little operations anymore, but instead to put some effort into perfecting and re-envisioning themselves as a grocery store frozen pizza or make it yourself kind of pizza, how to figure out what kind of material you would put it in the oven in that would make it come out and taste like regular Pizza Hut pizza. Like you went, because you think about it, you go to all the different Pizza Huts anywhere in the country and they taste the same because they're working off the same ingredient base. Okay, this, Corey, is a model 1916 bacon can. So this one was manufactured in 1918. Is this empty? Yeah. Okay. I'm never sure, because of that move, where I might have stuck something to be able to, fit everything in a reasonable way to get here. So sometimes I'll find something that I opened up and hid something inside of it as a means of more efficiently transporting things. So this is a condiment can, no date, but 1916 to 1918. So this is an interesting one. I'm just doing this. Well, I guess I don't need to take pictures of the whole inside and everything, but I don't know if you guys can see super clearly. See if I can get an angle where there's some light going into it. So this is only that deep on this side. And you'd have, mayonnaise or something on one side, I believe. And then that deep on the other side, not exactly sure what you would keep in the opposite side, but it was meant to be, I believe, something dry. And then this little cap comes off. Oop, I'm going to leave it, but this little cap comes off and you would put your salt pepper mix up in there. A little bit rusty. And some much older mess. So would have been potentially would have been used in World War I era. Like this is a 1904 mess knife. So it would have been in the supplies in 16, 18. This one, from the style of it, is a World War I style, but it's not dated, so we're not clearly... Oh, no, this one's dated 1918. So this one's 1918. So we'll just put this down as World War I cutlery. This is also dated 1918. Right in there. So World War I cutlery set. And then we only have a couple more items in here, and I'll let you jump. These are later era. Let's see. Oh, no. Those are not, well, later than World War I. But these are 1943. So World War II rubberized waterproof lining bags. So these were for jungle use. So these would have been South Pacific issue. Let's see, does this say ration on here? Now I'm trying to remember. Maybe I might have misinterpreted. Bag, food, waterproof jungle. Yep, here we go. That's a lot clearer looking. If I can get it to where it'll focus for you guys. So yeah, bag, food, waterproof jungle. So you'd be able to put your food inside, fold it over, tie it off. Actually, this is a drawstring, I think. Nope, it is not. It is not a drawstring. So you would probably, bunch it and tie it. I'm not sure. I think bunching it makes the most sense considering how much string there is. But either way, I have two of those. And we've got a much later era. So we got a Digicam, it's not dated. And this is going to be a full kit with pouch as well, with cup as well, I believe. So this is just a lot more complicated than that nice snap pouch from World War I. So we've got our modern era canteen with, it's funny, with your biohazard water pass-through point where you can hook a little, ow. Something popped there. That doesn't feel great. Where you can hook from like the nuclear, biological, chemical mask. There's a little knob you turn and a hose snaps out, and inside the mask a little pipe comes out that you can bite into, a little straw. So a little straw folds out in front of your mouth that you can bite into and pull through like a Camelback straw or something like that. And on the outside comes a little point that you can socket into there. So you keep it snapped shut, and when you need to drink, when you're using a nuclear, biological, and chemical mask, for any of those three, events, then you snap it into the end of the canteen and you can drink safely. So that's neat. That's just a little thing that the 1918 canteen did not have. This little extra flap you could fold out and you could, hook this up, hang this up, but and I guess you could, if you wanted to keep the whole thing waterproof or use it as a different pouch, you might be able to go through that and down, but not with the canteen in there. And this is like the rubberized interior of these kind of breaks down a bit and gets sticky. Does anybody know offhand? This would be Enduring Freedom era, right? This style of Digicam. Then we got a 1989 cup here, but they did not change for quite some time. So let's see, start with the canteen. This one looks like I must have bought surplus or something. Might have been from that surplus warehouse in Idaho I used to go to. Come on, take a bit of picture. Let's see, catching up on chat. I guess all catching up with each other about, I don't know who all got the torrential downpour over the last few weeks, or not weeks, last few days, but yeah, it's been a wet one here in Philly and PA in general. That's good. It's funny, this has been like patched up with some camouflage duct tape, or some Digicam duct tape at some point. Go that far on that. Okay. Let's see. All right. Ooh. There we go. And then last item in this box, we've got claimed Japanese ration pack, or Japanese ration box. So, gonna have to figure out how to, they're claimed to be World War II Japanese ration tin, but I'm sure we'll find out that it's not World War II, but hopefully still interesting. Not sure if you were, no, that doesn't make any sense. So there's this little hook here on the back. See if maybe that makes it a little more apparent. Now there you go. So there's this little hook here. It's about, same size as that, but you certainly couldn't like use it to, well, actually no, you could use it to pick it up. With a little weight in there. No, that doesn't make sense. So I'm not sure what that would be for. But what's odd about it is, oh, sorry. Look at me, I'm an idiot. We got that on that side. We got the same thing on here, but it's got this little clip. So it's just missing a clip that would have rolled over and snapped down. It's got a little Japanese marking there. I'm saying this is probably at least 1980s. So I have no idea how to classify this, but I would just say potential Japanese ration tin. Unknown date or something. No, leave the date blank. Doesn't matter. Just potential Japanese ration tin. Because you got to think in World War II, the manufacturing. I don't know. It doesn't fit at all. I wouldn't even think this would be 60s or 70s, but I'll have to figure that out. I forget when I picked that one up exactly. Just testing where am I at on battery and why won't it tell me? Is it trying to be silly? Okay, 84%. Which will be fine, just fine. All right, so that was box 40. enjoy your food, Corey. Thanks. This one's a lot of stuff. Some of the next ones, I think I'll pick something like fewer things overall in it, but yeah, this was a fun one. Yeah, that definitely is supposed to be over there. And that works, but that's not right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, box 50 is going to be an easy one for me. 2 items. $50 down there. Box 41. Did I say 50? What? I went from 40 right to 50. Wishful thinking. Box 41. 2 items. So this was a salvage. If you can't see, these have been cut up the sides entirely. I have just a piece of foam in here. So this box, I spotted in something else in the background. It's like that. And got a hold of it. I can't recall how long ago that was, but so it was, poor shape, but the actual text itself is very, very good shape. These boxes tend not to be found anywhere near this clear and clean, looking, but still, it's not complete. It's not in great shape, but I keep it in this box in this state so it stays, up. So, just gonna get some shots of this. Got my camera. Hey, Bus Stop. Welcome to the stream. And eventually I'll probably try to remove some more of this label, but that's a maybe. Might leave it as is because there's a displayable side and it's not really in bad shape. What's nice about this is, you can get some of the maker marks and that kind of stuff very clearly off of it. So very, very nice shape. And I have 2 second half boxes. I don't have any first half boxes. Now, this other box, this is a lot more typical of what you run into. Oh, hey, wait. Simulated stainless reproduction. Curious Pete, were you talking about that Japanese, that little box I had? Were you saying that's a JNA kit? Would that be like Japanese National Army or something like that? I'm not sure. Sorry if I missed something a bit up above. So this box is a little more typical, and this is a lot more like the 10-in-1 ration boxes that I have in terms of the current state of the cardboard. It's a very different company, different approach to it. So getting the maker's marks and the extra stamps on here is important. But overall, the text on this one's good all the way around as well. The actual condition of the box is, fair. The top is folded in, and I'm leaving it like that. I don't intend to flatten this out and chance tearing off or breaking the, these upper flaps that have been like this and worn. This was in somebody's shop, I believe, for years, just holding probably tools and, bottles of like, WD-40 and stuff from the smell of it. Yeah, it's got that workshop smell to it. So, just gonna get down. Let's see. And these are 1945, I believe. Moving on to box 42. Excuse me. JNA's former Yugoslavia. Oh. I've seen those. Is that the like socketed kind of square piece within piece, like a harder plastic or maybe Bakelite or something? I can't remember. But like a layered mess kit, canteen, everything kind of. Serbian, gotcha. I'm just trying to push on a pressure point back here that should get things flowing a little better. It seems to already. That works a little. Just gotta be a little careful today. Don't want to hurt myself. Okay, we're moving on to just some sorted dark brown MREs. So just some different manufacturer. These are probably mostly going to be trading fodder kind of stuff, I think. Oh, well, would you look at that? Well, Bob Sauerwein's going to be pretty happy about this. I believe this is the one we were looking for. I might include this. So we'll see if he's paying attention. I'm just going to put this to the side right now instead of cataloging it. That's a meatballs in rice and barbecue sauce that I could pass on. I got one from JW Speaker recently that I'm going to eat. And we were digging through trying to find if I had one of those. That's one of his favorites. Now this has got a little hole in there. So See, this is Scalloped Potatoes with ham, number 12. I'm going to have to just come back to these, I think, in terms of numbering all of them, and maybe just say sorted dark brown, you know, however many. Some of these I've already gone and tacked years onto. Some of them I haven't. So it's, you know, bit of a random assortment. We got a number 9 chicken a la king. You know, and the numbers and menus combine. Uh-oh. So that's got a hole too. And that's got something leaking. Let's see. So that's going to go to the side. That stained that. That's a shame. I've gone this far without staining this sheet. But, you know, it's just a backdrop sheet. It's bound to happen. Putting old rusty stuff down on it. See if we can take any of it out with this. Honestly, seems to have taken some out, but I wonder what went bad there. I'm guessing peanut butter made its way out. I'm betting that was peanut butter or cheese. I don't know. Overall, this one's not in great shape. Ooh. There is either mold or dust or something coming out of this. This one's not good. That's going off to the definitely not good pile. We'll have to do a post-mortem on that at some point. Let's keep a check for any of these that are greasy going forward, but everything's looking okay with this one. We got another 12 of Scalloped Potatoes with ham. So Patco Cubbies MREs are fine and certainly count as rations. Ow. Gonna ditch this set of busted ones from here real quick just so I don't get confused later. Okay. So we've got 3 of those, menu number 12 so far. I'm just going to double check the box and see if there's any more of those, because that'll make writing it down pretty easy. Honestly, I probably should just do some combining here while I can. So I got several boxes of these, brown ones. Some of these are really neat, just differences. Bean component, not for pre-flight, in-flight use. The messaging around that changed over the years. Yeah, a mix of all kinds of stuff. These are all labeled. These are all labeled. Okay. Not all. Beef patties dehydrated. Oh, this has got some greasiness to it. Something smells off over here, too. That is rancid oil. Where is it coming from? Ooh, I got, you guys can see. It's like I'm taking notes on my hand. I touched one of these where we've got some rancid oil coming through, apparently, or getting up mixed up on it, and kind of did a, you know, a silly putty copy or whatever with my hand there. So this is a neat menu. Beef patties dehydrated. But something in here feels like peanut butter. Went bad. Or maybe not something in here. Maybe something in the one next to it. Yeah, probably something in the one next to it. But so you're going to put this aside to clean up as well. And I'm going to need to get my hands washed yet again. We'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Got a pretty distinct odor back here from that one that's, you know, like the old chocolates. That's what it is. It's like the old chocolate bars, you know, chocolate fudge bars and that kind of stuff. It smells like maybe like one of those brownies went bad. I'm not sure, but something sure went bad in that one, or in that box that got on this dehydrated beef patties. Oh, hey, Rachel, welcome. Good afternoon. Ow, ow, ow. Let's see. The Great Space Coasters theme. Wait, Great Space Coaster. I don't know what that is. At a random. Oh no, that's not meant to be open. So a lot of these are in interesting shape. And I have to see. I mean, they're all very various from who knows where over the years. So most of these are very pliable and normal looking. This is all brittle and also a little sticky. So some of these might have broken down a bit. All this stuff feels normal. And funny enough, the things that seem a little weird in these boxes are the ones that aren't labeled the same as everything else in these boxes. So I think they got added later. Some of these I went through and I took the trouble to, you know, to figure out based on the menus, like what range it could be, and just stuck a little label on there. So, number 9, meatballs, beef and rice and barbecue sauce. I swear, I was looking for these the other day. Now I think I'm going crazy. I think I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Because there's pork with rice and barbecue sauce, and there's meatballs with rice and barbecue sauce. And I swear I was digging through and couldn't find any of the meatballs. I got ample options for those. Everything else in here seems to be okay. There's, you know, the normal beat-up packages of MREs, but I just wonder where that bled through, or how that even got where it got. Alright, so these are all year dated, except a few. I'm going to try and keep the ones that have gone through that effort together. There's another dehydrated beef patty. Pork chow mein. Tuna with noodles. Ham slices. Ham slices are pretty ubiquitous. We made quite a few of those. Here's another ham slice. Menu number 8, menu number 11. That gives them away. So 82 is menu number 11. Just 1982 for the ham slices. This is a really nice looking package for 1982. Nice and clean and clear. Spaghetti with meat and sauce. This is a good shaped one. All right. Here's another nice Packco 1982. Pork patties dehydrated as menu number 1. Ow. Here's another number 8 ham slice, which would put it in 88 to 94. All right. Back to box 42. I'm going to get all the rest of these out so that we can mix some of the other ones in and put them back here. This has got some growtiness to it as well. I'm going to... Well, no, actually, this is... Nope, that's got to come off. Whatever that is, but it should just wipe off. Doesn't seem fresh or that bad. Okay, whatever this is, it's just a little outside scuzziness. You know, these might have had something spilled on them at some point before. You know, I owned them, who knows? Whatever is coming off there, it's kind of rust colored. Omelet with ham. There's a good one. Another pork with rice and barbecue sauce. Chicken stew. Okay, gonna take some pictures. So, I got item 1. Menu 12. Scalloped potatoes with ham. I am having some major trouble with this computer. Everything's jumping or nope. There's a broken touchscreen on it, and it is trying to do the touchscreen thing all over the place. Okay, so 3 scalloped potatoes with ham. Corded, going in the box. Then we'll do chicken stew. Yossi, I had some of those peanut puff things again today. Those are great. Hope you're staying safe out there. That's a menu number 3, chicken stew. Just quickly record that. And I'm just going to mark these brown as well. Number 7, beef stew. Sorry for all the awkward silence. How would you guys feel about like a soundtrack on this? Like some, like some 50s copyright-free. Oh, I'm doing that thing where it's just my hand. Sorry. Some like 50s copyright-free or 40s copyright-free, like Fallout-y music, like Uranium Fever and that kind of stuff. Atom Bomb, baby. Gunner, who I haven't seen in here for a little while, he was posting some good old music links. Yeah, number 7 beef stew. Number 7 beef stew. Number 7 beef stew. Why do I have this one over here? Oh, that's right. I'll put that to the side. See if that's going to be a good one to send up. All right, we got omelet with ham, menu number 4. And so far we've had a mix of Right Away Foods, Sopacco. Oh, here's another greasy exterior one. Got a bunch of stuff on there. Let's see. Try and get this cleaned off. See if there's anything coming out of it or if it's all external. It's probably one that was up against that other greasy one, but that one has holes in it, so that explains that at least. And honestly, with the way that these things have moved around between boxes, it's possible that that one broken greasy one also was in contact with the one that got moved to another box or something. You feel? You follow? See, spaghetti with meat and sauce. Menu number 5. That's looking nice. This one's the Right Away Foods Company. Of McAllen, Texas. Menu number 4, omelet with ham. I didn't record. What's wrong with me? Menu number 4, omelet with ham. And menu number 5, spaghetti with meat sauce. I think, okay, I don't have anything still on there. And we got one more number 7 beef stew in this box. So once the old brown bags are out of their outer case, it wasn't really super easy to tell them apart. New versus old, or year versus year. They didn't have date codes punched into or printed on the outer pack, so they could be anything in the range where the menu and the or the menu number and the menu contents match up. So here we got some plastic damage. Just gonna give this a quick smell. It's just outer bag damage. All I smell is plastic. Nothing really jumping out. Hey, Aletha, how's it going? Let's see if there's anything on here that should come off. I'm going to mark that this one is damaged, but I am still going to box it. Let's see. Menu for omelet with ham. Stop switching modes. Menu 5, spaghetti with meat sauce, but potentially still has some scummy stuff. Now that's dried, whatever that is. Okay. Oh, I see Corey getting back into the file there. So this one is also right away foods. Let's see what else. Any that we've already put in here, so we can double up. One more menu number 5. A little. That go all the way through. Oh. This must have been up against the one that had its label bleeding off, because I can read part of it on the back of here. The pork or beef patties dehydrated. I'm going to go ahead and assume for now that we just have that one greasy leaking one, probably from peanut butter and cheese inside, and that I must have moved stuff between boxes at some point. Ooh. Ooh. That angle is not good. Every time I go down to number one of these boxes, something pops in my hip there in a very not fun way. You know, sometimes I'm really looking for my hip to pop, sometimes not at all. This is in the back. It's not in the hip or in the side. Sorry, I'll stop talking about it. It's not that bad. All right, we're going to move on to box 43. Now I'm going to call this one 44, and I'm going to grab this other one as 43. All right. If this flare-up keeps popping up in my back, I may not make it all the way through a stream tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We got 3 or 4 more boxes on the table in here. I'm going to try and get through. It's 2 hours in. See how far we can go. I'm going to try and do a quick power up here. So this is a I don't know why I would try and do it there with that light. Here we go. So this is an Epic bar from JW Speaker. Natural chicken, sriracha flavored, sriracha. You know, we all say sriracha. Sriracha's fine to say. That's pretty much, but it does have that R. You know, sriracha. Mm. Oh, that is really good. Very spicy. Very spicy. Enjoy your dinner, Aletha, if I didn't catch you in time. Did I only have 9 things in that last box? That doesn't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Why do I keep doing that? That doesn't seem right. Let me double check that again. I must have missed something. There's 12 in here. I got 12, 12, 12, 3, 7, 4, 12, 12, 12, 3, 7, 4, 4, 5, 5. So, twelve, 12, 12, 3, 7 beef stew. And I also have a 7. Nope, I have a 1 pork with rice and barbecue sauce that I didn't record. Let me get this up a little higher too. God, stop it. My brain, not firing totally today. All right, so that's one from that side. And I have 5 spaghetti. 5 spaghetti. And this omelet. Oh wait, I already marked this as damaged. 4 omelet damaged. Damaged some more. 7 beef stew, so the second beef stew, a 3rd spaghetti, and another omelet. So there we go. I just had 3 spaghetti and 2 beef stew. I can resort those another time. Okay, putting that back. I must have needed that energy bar. I feel better already. All right, that's it. Coming up to box 43. Didn't hurt myself leaning down there. Great success. Hey, Gail, welcome. Good to see you. You're saying you need to figure out what to use to mimic whale skin texture. I don't know. Like a big old sheet of rubber. I mean, technically I wouldn't need to leave these on there, but I'm gonna for now. And might put something similar on the other ones, but I doubt this is the most professional long-term way to do this. All right, so we got a brown menu 9, meatballs, beef and rice in tomato sauce. That's neat. Meatballs, beef and rice. Let's see. If you guys can read that, not sure. Apologies, let's see. There we go. Meatballs, comma, beef and rice. Not just meatballs with rice and barbecue sauce. Brown, menu number 1. Pork patties, dehydrated. Brown, menu number 1. Pork with rice and barbecue sauce. Brown, menu number 5. Spaghetti with meat and sauce. Another one of menu number 1, pork patty dehydrated. Menu number 3, chicken stew. And it'll be nice. In another session, I can reorganize this stuff and I can put like things together. Menu number 8, ham slice. This needs some cleanup. Then we'll probably check some of those other ones I put to the side to see if I can just wipe them down and put them in here. No, this is all scuffs. This is dry. This isn't grease. Menu number 11. Chicken and rice. Same thing again. Menu number 11, chicken and rice. There'll be an angle where it's all readable. You know, and I've got at least a dozen plus brown bag cases sealed still. And the reason, and some of them open with their contents still just, you know, where it is, just because at least that way then I don't say 88 to 92. They're in a 1992 case. They're 1992, you know. Ooh, something just crunched in there in the hip. That's neat. That feels a tiny bit better. What did that just drop? Oh, yep. This is damaged, and I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, this one is damaged pretty badly. Smells fine, gonna go in the box. So it's just another broken case. So this is menu 1, pork with rice and barbecue sauce. Damaged. And this one just seems greasy. No, this, we'll see if this takes the label off entirely. Seems to be. Oh wow, this comes right off. You know, I'm wondering. No, it can't be the ink itself. I mean, there's plenty with labels that are worn off or unreadable. I mean, this is just taking the ink immediately, you know, completely off, but whatever it is. You know, it kind of smells like a bad dehydrated pork patty, too. I don't know. Yeah, like if you're opening up one of those really old LRPs and there's been some leakage, it smells similar to this. This is still workable. So this is a menu number 3, pork patties dehydrated. Or sorry, beef patties dehydrated. Menu number 3, beef patties dehydrated. And you know, it's just the label, so I wouldn't even say damaged. Alright. This other one I'm leaving out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in this case. Ow. Now, I am going to do one more in this case. Sorry. One more in box 43. At least I'll know where it is and we can compare, because I'm going to have 1 or 2 more that come up. And then we'll see. So, last one in this case is meatballs, beef, and rice in tomato sauce. Another menu number 9. So, same as I think the first thing that came out of here. So that's box 43. Alright, we'll go around and put it here. So I don't want to keep stacking these things up to the ceiling over there. Ooh, there's a twinge on the other side. One more of these. And then for some reason I thought I should do the library today. So I might try and tackle some of that. That might be a bit shoot for the moony, so I think we might do some of these food packet stuff, or boxes in between, but we'll see. Ooh. Oh, hey, old Smokey. Wait, where? Yep, right there. Sorry I couldn't pop in for your stream last night. I mean, couldn't stay for your stream last night. I popped in to say howdy, but I was visiting with family, and you know, can't. It's not really. It wouldn't be nice to me, or the point of going to visit family if I was in the channel, but or watching the show that time. So I'll have to catch you next time again, but. I saw you were looking at one of those tribute rations, pretty much one of those K-style ones that Bob did, or like, you know, continuing the concept of if the K components were still being made. Ooh, sorry, excuse me. It looked like it was going to be really neat. I didn't get to see how it ended up. I hope it was tasty. So this is a menu number 6, Frankfurter's beef. Frankfurter's comma beef. And this is box 44. Just put that to the side and get the rest of these out. And with the lighting and everything, I bet this is a pretty boring stream. I bet a lot of these just look exactly the same. Just putting a brown slab on the table, picking up the next brown slab, putting the next brown slab down, picking up the next brown slab. But, you know, it's just going to be good to have a written record of everything. You know, then when we're trying to find something for somebody, it'll just be much, much more straightforward. Let's see if I can, no, we'll take it one step at a time. So we've got a turkey diced with gravy. So this is, you know, you'll see a lot of menus in the beginning that were straight out of the MCIs that we didn't stick with forever. So 1982 was around when they started actually issuing MREs to the troops. So 1980 was the first case, like full production run of MREs. And the MRE itself was trialed quite a bit earlier, in the 70s. So those prototypes that have popped up over the years are a little further back and are definitely a little closer to the MCIs in style as well. So this is a menu number 2, corned beef hash. This is a very, very washed out label. Menu 11 ham slices, which that's why we know this one's an 82, because generally ham slices was a menu number 8. So 11 was in 1982. Here we go. Here's a number 8 ham slice. And that's another difference. When it was menu 11, it was ham slices, plural. When it was number 8, it was ham slice, singular. Which, even though it was the same item with the same amount of ham, you know? So, just to go back and show you guys. Ham slices. Versus, and we have a second one, menu number 8, here. Maybe up top. It's hard to see. There we go. Ham slice, singular. Yeah, ham slice. So, yeah, 2 number 8s, 1 number 11 so far. Oh, didn't take the actual pictures of it. So here's another. Like in 1982, all the menu numbers were just all over the place compared to the, you know, or not all over they were just different. You know, they had a lot of the same menus, but they used different numbering when they redid them. So This is a number 5. Or wait, no, it's not a number. Or yes, it is. This is a beef stew number 5. So this is menu number 5, beef stew. I didn't take any of that. As opposed to menu number 7, beef stew, later on. And here we go. Here's the menu number 7, beef stew. Menu number 10, tuna with noodles. Menu number 3, beef patty dehydrated. And then I put in parentheses on that one, in-flight text, because that has the, or pre-flight text is, yeah, pre-flight would be a fun one, because it's the bean component stuff. This is menu number 9, pork chow mein. No, Corey, sorry I didn't notice that. You don't have to catch ears. I was talking about the 82s because they're very, easy to pin down to 1 year. The rest of these are going to be ranges and stuff. And honestly, just getting the menu numbers and the menu type together will give me all I need to put date ranges on all of these. All right, let's see. So I've got civil defense books and pamphlets, and I had a whole nother box of that stuff. I don't think I'm going to be able to do all that today. I've got the in-flight rations. I've got some canned survival rations. So I think I'm going to do the food packet in-flight stuff next. Ow. Okay. It's only 5 of these, so this will be a quick box. Number 45, box 45. Yep. There we go. Pop that hip. This is that one that I dropped and tore and will never, ever forgive myself for. So this is a food packet, in-flight, individual, IF8, menu 4. This needs to be taken apart and cleaned up before it's too late. Gonna need to remember that. This is pound cake, white bread. This is complete. Chicken, apricots, pound cake, bread, and the accessory packet. This is an original complete one that hasn't been messed with and has everything in its cans. So I want to save that before that chicken explodes. Resto, clean, perfect. Thank you, Corey. All right, I'm not going to flip this thing all over upside down and everything. I'm just going to take a couple pictures from the top. Same with the rest of these. This is an IF4. Ration Individual Combat in Flight. IF4. This has got a mix of random stuff inside. Oh wait, actually, before I get, let's see, no, yeah. So this is a dessert unit A, another dessert unit. But come on, guys, how cool are these silver cans with blue, blue text? Sweet chocolate disc, starch jelly disc, oatmeal chocolate chip cookie, sandwich cookie. Like, this is something else. And then tossed right on in with that is this also silver but black text, sweet chocolate disc, starch jelly disc, oatmeal chocolate chip cookie, sandwich cookie. Same contents, different one. And then I think these are both white breads. White bread. So yeah, this is not what it's supposed to be. It's missing the main. It's missing the, that goes under. Missing the main. It's missing the fruit. And there's just some random cans in there. But I'm going to contradict myself, and I'm going to take some pictures of this as internals. Oh, well, I must have been late to the game there, so still needs resto, but yeah, that's been taken care of, it seems like. So not as concerning as I thought. Definitely still needs resto, though. Get all mixed up. Now I'll start over with this one. Breads and cookies. Breads and cookies and candies. Alright, gonna hit this up with the lint roller. How's everybody doing? Pork chow mein, 1993 to 1995 as a number 9. I think you're right. There's, that's what we'll be patching into these. A little later. Yeah, Kaylin, I think you're right. I think they probably are from different years and manufacturers. Oh, let me get from the outside here. So this is another one. So they're all just, they say bread and dessert on them. So somebody had, done some mix and match at some point, to get them to before I got them. Bread, dessert. You can hear the can opener in there. Can opener, chewing gum, sugar cream, coffee, tea, paper napkin, towel. So these are these pale ones. They're not manila. So we had Chicago QM and we had Chicago QM. So they are the same maker between those color differences. And is this just all white bread? White bread, white bread. And what's funny is this white bread is by the Kroger company. Still around, still a grocery store. I believe they're the same. So this is swelling a little. This is under some outward pressure. So something in this might be a bit under the weather, or wait, a bit over its intended life. So, Those are the two IF4s. Here's a food packet, individual, in-flight, IF10. Or wait, no, not an IF10. No, this is... No, it's a menu 10, but what arrow would this one be? This might be an older one. Silver. I must have already done some cleanup on these. Is that empty? Oh, thank biscuits. Okay, so let's see if we can get a year off of any of this. Don't think that's stamped in a way that we're going to pull a year from it. 61.0, wait, no. 23.019. It's an orange nut roll, sealed and in good looking shape. That would be the baked dessert listed on this, although I have another one that's supposed to have an orange nut roll. It's funny, you can see some kind, I think maybe a smooth edge can opener was used on this, but if you can see that pleating. But, oop, a little blinky over there. Hope I'm not losing any signal. Queenstown, Maryland. Let's see. '66 might be stamped on there. FC 221 918G. Yeah. So there's nothing that's screaming at me about a date on this one. I'm sure the box style itself will be a really good hint, but the box itself is in pretty rough shape. Just going to put these items back here. Put everything back for some pictures, and then we'll disassemble, reassemble. I had this in there to keep things from pressing down on the box. So, we're pressing down on the cans in that empty space, but may not need to leave that there. Turkey loaf, fruit, baked dessert, fruit juice. So all of that does still remain in here. This is of the style that I tore, so it's probably a later-ish one, not 50s. So this might be a 1966. Not sure. Fruit cocktail and tomato juice. Not 100% sure how these were supposed to have even fit together if they came in this can, so I'm not certain that these are original to this box. Because they would have had to have been nested quite strangely for all this to work. Like, this can is a little too tall. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the reality is of these cans versus this actual box. It might be the case that these are stored slightly differently for this type, or before swelling, this would have been right up to the edge, so maybe it fit, but this one would have had to have been in differently. And it, you know, something like this doesn't make a lot of sense, you know. I just can't imagine exactly how this was supposed to go together if these items are in the right place. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that some of these are later mix and match. And, you know, they'll still be very interesting to figure out what they go with and where we can display them. But for now, I'll keep it all together. You know, this is going to tear these corners. I'm not sure how I had this, if not exactly like this, so that it wasn't putting pressure on anything when it closes. Because these were definitely there. There we go. Alright, so that is that one. We'll move on to, this is a really stained box, but it's been like that since I owned it. It's another food packet in-flight individual without a specific IF type on it. Different style, writing on the top, but similar overall. So this, all I've got in this can, or in this box, is out of the pork steak, peaches, orange nut roll, and fruit juice, we have the orange nut roll. And this one's marked 1971. So that is a bit, you know, that is a potential dater for this box. But that could also be picked up and mixed in from somewhere else over the years. You know, a lot of these things, you know, sat in somebody's collection, got mixed up, got put together with other things, or forgotten about, and then all put together later when somebody passes and somebody else sells their stuff. You know, you never know if that one was exactly genuine or not. So we'll be able to fill in those gaps just by doing better research on the manufacturers and box styles and all that kind of stuff, so that it'll be much easier to spot what's what. Yeah, so I had this as IF question mark, IF 8, and IF 4. Alright, so that's all that's in this one. This is a light one, just so that there's nothing sitting on top of those. Ooh, ow, 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 ow. Let's see, definitely not going to do the library today. That's I think, too much. Where are we at with this canned survivor box? Oh, this is a mess. Nope, this is a mess stuff. Not going to be straightforward at all to go through this. Oh, take a 2-minute sit down. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's see, got chairs everywhere, but not in the right place. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. Whew. What had the key on the bottom? Oh, yeah, that, one of those nut rolls, I think. Corey, were you talking about the bright silver food packet in-flight accessory packs, or the paper ones? I like this. I like those. Ow, yeah, the food packet in-flight individual that didn't have an IF designator. Those both had those silver ones. I may have to call it a little early today. Just not feeling. I keep getting these sharp spikes up my back. I think it's the universe just yelling at me for saying this morning how great my back's been doing. The paper ones, yeah, the paper ones are, the food packet assault individual had those paper ones too. The RCIs had the Manila style paper ones. I think, my favorite are the really weird, like the yellow accessory packets. Of course, the accessory packet cans were amazing. People go nuts for those. Ooh. Yeah, I'm already not looking forward to putting these boxes back, let alone standing and bending and going through another set. I think I am gonna earlier wrap up than normal on this one, guys. I hope you don't hold it against me. Let's see, can I upload Ration cereal? What's that mean? And welcome, Ration M. Not sure I know you yet. Yeah, I think it was early MCIs that had these yellow ones I'm talking about. I have one or two in the accessory packet collection, which is just by itself a whole box of just accessory packets that we'll get to. Actually, that might be something I could add in here and do quick, because there's not a billion of them. There's like 40 of them. Oh, Corey. Okay, let's see. Might be able to walk this out and grab one more box. That makes sense. Ooh, all right. That's the end of that. I tried to pick a box up and almost didn't get back up. So we're gonna wrap this up. At least we got a good almost 3 hours today. I got a bunch more stuff in the list, but gonna have to. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, Ration M. I don't know what that means. I want to see Ration cereal. Ration is a type of ration from World War II. There was no cereal in it. If you're talking about a person, Ration, like from MRE Info, doesn't have any association with this stream. Sorry, I don't know what that means. So let's see. Corey, yeah, if I didn't come back for a couple minutes, yeah, I don't know. You could call 911 for me or something. The address is matter of public record at this point. All right, I'm definitely gonna call it here. I'm really glad you guys came out. I hope you had fun. I hope you got to see at least a couple cool things other than all those dark brown bags. Smokey, before I stop, I just want to show you some of the early mail call items. and anybody else that came in a little later. Ooh, let me see. Switch over to this view. So this was a field ration permit for a driver in the 108th Transportation Truck Company. So this was telling the commissary wherever he would show up that he was entitled to rations there. Just because, you know, in the truck company you'd be, you'd be going from unit to unit to unit, or from base to base to base, you know, and you would not necessarily be on the list to get food, or you would be going at an awkward time and needing to stop by the kitchen and grab something for yourself. And they're going to say, well, who the heck is this guy? So you needed a card to say, I'm, you know, so-and-so from the trucking, you know, company, and not like trucking company, like a business, but, you know, like Able Company, Fox Company, Trucking Company, you know, et cetera. And then this other thing was Lifeboat and Raft Ration biscuits from the Queen Mary. So that was a fun find. And yeah, SS for steamship, not RMS for Royal Mail ship, and not HMS for what, Her Majesty ship. I appreciate you looking out, Corey. I'll definitely let you know that I packed up and got out of here okay. You know, and if I'm feeling too tweaked, I can leave this stuff in this room and get it on Tuesday, and no one will mess with it. I can lock the door. So yeah, Smokey, I don't know if you're aware of like what these seem to go for. I got this for $80. And look at how nice this one is. Like, they are covered in rust most of the time. And it's still sealed. You know, this is just a resealable cap. But this, you know, this inner layer is still attached all the way around. And the biscuits are still in there. And I'm going to leave them like that. But, oh gosh. All right, RMS Queen Mary. I'm sorry. So it was a mail ship the whole time through? Ministry of Transport. Okay. Yeah, I've seen, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 of these go, and they're normally $400 to $500. It seems like these days. So I had a snipe on that one for the whole week that it was up for sale, and just waited, and I got it. No, that was a good one. There was something else earlier this week that I was looking forward to. Oh, and a Norwegian SR-92 from 1997, a 2-part ration in cardboard boxes with the separate components. It's such a cool one, and I had a decent snipe waiting, but the seller took it down and listed it as no longer available. So yeah, after 5 bids were already placed on it, I really, you know, I don't mean to get paranoid about this stuff, but I really hate when that happens. You know, as much as I want to, I'm never the guy that's going to reach out to the seller on eBay and say, take this auction down, you know, I'll give you this much money for it. Like, that's not fair. That's not the auction. It's an auction. Bid more than them, and you'll get it. You know, if it's never been bid on, that's one thing. I mean, you can change your mind about selling something, but if it's got 5 or 6 bids, or if it's got 30 bids, as in the case of something else, or as in the case of other ones, if someone's already won it and paid you, it's really not the time to take someone else's offer, you know, but it happens. Oh, yeah, Corey, you made a good point. Thank you for the reminder. Robin Hume, I got to reach out, see if he's got more of those, because I am interested in those. I just had an energy bar and some halva earlier on. If you restart the stream or go back to the beginning, Ration M. And sorry if I don't understand what you were talking. Ready to eat cereal made in 1945. I see now. Apologies. I'm just not sure. But this show works in the sense of, you know, the museum has a lot of work to do. I have a lot of stuff to do for the museum, and Nick, who's usually here, helps me out. And we, you know, we just try and share what we're doing with everybody while we're doing it, so that people can get a feel for, our progress and us moving through getting this thing from just being a collection of random stuff to being a real source of education and information and collaboration on sharing military food history. So it's more of a what are we doing today? And today was just cataloging stuff. So I'll be back next weekend, I think. No, I'll be back next weekend, and hopefully I'll do some stretching beforehand or something, and we'll be in better shape. I'll take some ibuprofen, and might do some scanning with the new camera, some 3D scanning, but we'll see when we get there. All right, everybody. Again, I appreciate you all coming out. I hope you had a good one, or had some fun with this one, but I'm calling it a little early, and I'll talk to you guys all again next week. So until then, stay rational.